Stop paying the bills you don't have to. That's right. You officially have permission.
I'm not paying no more bills.
This country tries to control us with fear and fear of debt. Treat it like it doesn't exist. I'm telling you right now, do not pay. What can they do?
I stopped paying my bills and stopped giving a shit about my credit score that I had been working years and years and years to fix.
Well, do you understand what this will do to your credit? Have you seen my credit? Do you think that I care?
There is an unspoken rule in America that you always pay your bills and you protect your credit score at all costs. But lately that social contract is breaking down. We are watching a mass movement of regular working class people who are looking at their stagnating wages, looking at the soaring cost of food and rent and making a radical choice. They are simply tapping out. They are stopping payments on credit cards, ignoring medical bills and letting their credit scores tank because everyday survival has to come first. When participating in the economy feels like a trap, this is what happens.
I posted a video about fighting an old credit card debt because they're trying to sue me and garnish my wages, and I have a lot of people in my comments telling me I should pay my bills. No. Unless it's an immediate monthly bill that could get something cut off in my house, it is not considered a necessity to me. I don't care if I rack up the debt myself. If I can't pay it and I don't pay it, you gotta fight me for it. There is no moral compass when it comes to these companies for me. I don't give a even medical debt. If I go to the emergency room and I get 5 bills from 5 different departments, none of them are getting paid. There was also a lot of people very concerned about my credit score. You guys are more concerned about it than me. I don't care about my credit score. A lot of people move through life without actually ever using their credit score. I'm one of those people. I don't let their scare tactics scare me. The debts get passed from company to company to company to company, and by the time it gets to company number 5, they paid like $2 for my $900 debt. They're not getting that money. End of story.
Don't pay your credit card off. What if we all collectively decided we're going to max out our credit cards and not pay it off? Like if we got a group of, say, like 100,000 people to max out their credit cards and then not pay it off, what are they going to do? And say we got more people to do that. All those credit card companies, they're going to go completely bankrupt. What's going to happen to the American dollar? It's not even real. The American dollar does not exist. Like there's not a certain amount of money that we have that's connected to the gold, to how much gold we have. That is completely screwed up. That does not exist anymore. We literally are just making more and more debt. Like, did you know the money that you have in the bank? They don't actually have that money sitting there. It's just a number. They don't actually have everyone's money sitting in the bank. It's literally just a number. Money is just a number. Money is not real. Something is going to need to happen because the system is collapsing. Everyone's bills are going way too high, rent's way too high, and people can't find jobs. Their jobs aren't paying enough. We need to do something. We need to come together and make a change.
I'm not paying no more bills. I don't give a cut all this shit off. I go move in with my sister. I'm sick of it. You know what I'm saying? Every month. Mortgage, mortgage, mortgage. You want water? You want electricity? Man? And then you're sitting here, I'm trying to recycle, make the world a better place, so maybe some of these prices can go down. Hell no, y'all stop the recycling.
This is what happens if you don't pay your medical bills in America. You basically have 30 days to pay your medical bills, and they will call you and basically harass you every single day to pay your bill. After it's been 60 to 90 days, they will sell your medical bill to a collections agency where your medical bill will start gaining interest. And from there, they will also start harassing and calling you and basically telling you to pay your bill. Depending on how impatient your collections agency is, they can take you to court and sue you, and they can go after your wages, your paychecks, your car, your home, until that medical bill is paid off. It also really depends on the amount too. Like, I don't think they're going to take someone to court for a $100 bill. I know that your medical bills can't affect your credit score, but once they do sell it to a collections agency, that's when it can. However, a lot of people actually don't know this, but you can actually negotiate your bill and buy a lot, like half the cost, because at the end of the day, all they want is your money. You can also do this with your collections agency too. You can also do monthly payments too, and as long as you're making monthly payments on your bill, they can't come after you. So you can literally pay $1 a month and they can't come after you. Usually if you don't have insurance, there's usually charities that will help cover your costs. Even the hospital themselves will give you a discount if you don't have insurance. I know there's a lot of people that will say that their medical bill disappeared without paying for it. That's because either the collection agency gave up the cost of it, like you probably just own like $100 and they're like, it's whatever. Or because they're gonna come after you years later once your bill has gained a lot of interest. So yeah, that's basically what happens if you don't pay your medical bills in America.
So I'm just trying to understand why people are still paying bills when a lot of y'all can't even afford to feed y'all families. I mean, it's crystal clear that the government don't care about y'all, never have. And we can't forget that they're trying to replace our jobs with robots. So it's like, through all of this sabotage that they keep throwing at us, we still paying them. Like, it's just not making sense. As a collective, we need to come together and stop paying. Like, if y'all gonna keep raising prices and making it hard to live, then at least let me get my full check. Stop paying taxes. I mean, pretty soon, none of that's gonna matter anyways. I said we got about 2 more months of everything being intact and in order. And after that, I don't know. But for now, we should stop paying them because we're not benefiting from paying taxes. Ukraine is. Israel is. I mean, I'm just saying, before all this shit goes down, can we stand for something?
I decided to file for bankruptcy first, and then I stopped making credit card payments. So basically what happened is that I hired a bankruptcy lawyer, and I got financial advising, basically, that they were like, your best option is bankruptcy. And I was like, word, let's do it. Hired a lawyer, and then I had to stop making payments for 6 months before I could actually file, because you can't have like preferential payments on your record. Like, you can't pay off some creditors more than others. Because I had like a number of different creditors, like had a loan and everything, I had to stop paying off everyone all together at the same time so that it was all like equal, which was great because I was literally hemorrhaging money on payments that were making absolutely zero dent in my debt. So that was awesome. Yeah, but I decided first. I'm always down to talk about my bankruptcy, by the way. I love talking about it. It's like the best thing that I've ever done. And it has taught me so much about money and life and just like myself and everything. Like, it was the most valuable experience I've literally ever gone through.
You'll hear everybody out there telling you, you need to save, which I know is nearly impossible for some people. So I'm going to tell you something else. Stop paying the bills you don't have to. That's right. You officially have permission. You got a medical bill you've been trying to pay down that has virtually no interest on it or no interest. Pay them $5 so you don't get sent to collection. Pay them $2. When they call and harass you, say, please stop. Here is my payment arrangement. That is that. Do not pay them extra. The same go for those ungodly student loans. I enrolled in school, so I don't have to pay my student loans because I'd rather get educated than pay them 10 times the amount that I borrowed. But if you can't do that, you only default after 270 days. Pay them every 200 days. Do not pay them the full amount. Stop right now paying anything extra that you don't have to, that's not going to hurt you, and put that money into whatever savings or into paying down high interest things like credit cards. I know some of you are like, I already don't pay those bills. Be sure. Check your accounts carefully and make sure you are absolutely not paying anything you don't have to. Even your car payment can sometimes get skipped once in a while. Now, that might hurt you in interest or in other ways, but they're not going to take the car back on 1 month missed payment for most of us. So if you need to skip those and put something in a savings so that if you lose your job or something happens, you have something, it might be a good idea to do that. And now is the time to consider doing that, because places will be less kind as the recession progresses about how they treat you regarding debt. Welcome now.
Can I be so for real with you guys right now? And this is going to go against everything we're taught, right? But the credit score. The credit score. My credit score. I don't give a You know how much debt I've gone into just trying to exist? Just trying to be alive, something I did not ask for, in a country I didn't ask to be born into. I'm just trying to survive, in the amount of debt I've gone into just because of that, and I didn't even go to college. Thank God I didn't go to college, because could you imagine? A credit score. Not to mention, we're like one of the only countries that even has a credit score still. So it's like, I don't care. I don't care. What am I going to be able to buy a house in the next 5 years anyway? No. So what do I, call me all you want your payment? Well, I want to be able to afford to live, right? So guess we're both losing. Call somebody else.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't pay those credit cards. Default on them credit cards. If you're young and you don't need your credit right now, if you're not trying to buy a car, if you're not trying to buy a house, why are you paying that shit? Most of that shit's going to interest. You don't up. You done maxed them out. What you're gonna be paying that for the rest of your life, homie. Don't pay it. Default. Let it go to collections. Let me tell y'all. When I was a young lad, no, but for real though, when I was younger, I said, you know what? I was like I was in the industry. I was a server, and I was like paying my credit cards. But I'm like, damn, I could have so much money if I was just not paying this right now, because like it'd be rent, credit cards, broke again. I was like in this vicious cycle. So I said, and I was checking everything, and I'm like, damn, this shit's fucking going to interest. Like, I'm never gonna pay this. I remember they did like a calculation for me. It was like 15 years. I was like, 15 years, bitch. Who has 15 years? Not me. So I said, I'm not paying it. So I defaulted it. And then, yeah, I had bad credit and I couldn't get an apartment without a guarantor. Okay, so what? Find someone to be your guarantor. But it's even better if you live at home, or like you have someone that'll be your guarantor. Like, make sure you don't need your credit. If you need your credit, do not listen to me. But if you don't, clock in, everybody. Pay attention right now. Okay, so basically, when you default, later on they'll go to collections, and then you can settle for much, much lower, which is what I basically did. One of my best deals, most of them, I settled for half. So eventually you should be saving money so that you can settle after it goes to collection. But I settled for half in most cases. Whatever I owed, I paid half and then went away. But the best deal I got was I owed $1,000 balance, and they called me, and they were like, at first it was like 500. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. This is when I first started getting on game that you could do this. I was like, oh, that's not bad. I was like, okay, I could probably pay that soon. Like, I was like, I'll have to call you back though. I don't have that much right now. And the person on the collections line was like, well, how much do you have to give me today? I said, I could do 200 today. She was like, all right, we'll do 200 and we'll close this out. So in the time that I started closing all my accounts by settling, my credit score was back at 750. Like, nothing ever happened. And I am a homeowner today. I've gotten apartments by myself since this. Don't be scared, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Like, think about it. These rich people, they be declaring bankruptcy and doing all this shit. And we're over here scared, pay. They benefit when they have us poor and scrappy-dabby-doo.
I never once paid a dime of my student loans, and I am more than fine. This country tries to control us with fear and fear of debt. Treat it like it doesn't exist. I'm telling you right now, do not pay. What can they do? Okay, so after you graduate from your university, like 6 months to a year later, you start getting all the bills from Sally Mae and you got to get on a payment plan. Do not pay. What can they do? You're going to get letters in the mail, right? And then you're going to start getting phone calls, block them, one more person to block, just hang up. These bills that come in the mail, it's just paper. It's just paper. I promise you, do not pay. I'm going to tell you why. Because I know a lot of you are like, well, then I'm going to have bad credit. Credit for what? Credit for what? For that $1.8 million house you're about to buy? Let's get real. Okay? The amount of little bit of hard times that your credit will give you is not worth the 15 to 20 hours a week extra you are going to have to work to pay off this student debt. It is not worth your life. Do not pay. So based on my experience, after about 8 to 10 years, the letters and the phone calls definitely start dwindling. I've moved around a bunch in my 20s. They kind of couldn't get in touch with me, or it took them a while before they could. And then after that, your credit starts over again. It starts over again. I still have my education. I still have everything I learned. I still can use that to my benefit. And it should have been free. My goal in my life, and I've always stuck to it, is I'm not paying for anything if I should be getting it for free. Healthcare, I cracked the code. We can talk about that another time, but I'm telling you, do not pay. It is not worth your sanity. It is not worth your time. They are just controlling you with fear. They tried, everyone in my generation controlled with fear. Pay off your debt. It's going to ruin your life. Pay off your debt. It's going to ruin your life. No. Not paying my debt made my life so much better. And also keep in mind that there are other ways to raise your credit if that's so vitally important to you. There are other ways to take out a credit card, pay it on time. Like right now, like I never paid Sally Mae once. My credit 702 got me asking where my girl's at. I'm telling you, do not pay.
So about a year ago, I kind of had a nervous breakdown and stopped participating in capitalism. And what I mean by that is like I stopped paying my bills and stopped giving a shit about my credit score that I had been working years and years and years to fix, because as I paid more and more, they were like, penalty. And so I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I just stopped. And like, now I'm getting all these things in the mail where they're like, you owe us money. And I'm like, prove it. And my credit score is somehow going up. It's like, we see all the hard work you've done at ignoring this. So like, we're going to give you points, because that's, I think, how it really works. So anyway, I guess the point is, none of this is real. We're on a big floating rock in the middle of, you know, the universe. And it's all made up and the points don't matter. You're doing great.
You guys, I just paid off my car loan, right? I just paid off my car loan in full. I felt so confident, felt so happy. I was so proud of myself. I was like, you know what? I'm doing amazing things. I paid off my car loan. This must help my credit, right? I get a notification yesterday. I get an email notification, and it's like, Vian, your credit score has changed. And I was like, oh my gosh, yay, my score probably shot up. I look, tell me why my score decreased by 30 points. It said, car loan account closed. Decrease in your credit score because your account has been closed. I am never paying a loan ever again. If that means that my score is going to go down, are you kidding me? Here I was thinking I did a good thing. What a scam.
No, because I literally will answer the calls and they'll be like, yeah, we're trying to collect payment. Be like, yeah, me too. I'll tell them straight up, like, I'm looking to file bankruptcy. I ain't got no money for you. Well, we can do like $50 a week. You can. I can't. It has to be an agreement. And sure, we can make this arrangement, but every time you go to pull $50 out my debit card, it ain't gonna be there. Because I get paid, I pay my bills, and I'm broke. Like that. Like, I get paid tonight, I'll be broke tomorrow morning. Well, do you understand what this will do to your credit? Have you seen my credit? Do you think that I care? And quite honestly, these big corporations literally take the money that you don't pay, like you get a loan and you don't pay it, at the end of the year, they file it on their taxes and they get money back for lost income or what the f***. So why are you calling me 4 years later, Susan, to try to get money that your company has already gotten money for? Fuck off. All the way off, Susan. I'm sorry, you're trying to do your job and I respect that. You're broke, I'm broke, we're all broke, America's broke. Leave us alone. I could not imagine being a debt collector. Like, I just cannot imagine. Mad respect to them because they have a job and they have to do it. I'm sure it's a very stressful, go home and cry yourself to sleep at night kind of job, because I'm not ever rude to them, but I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not, I'm good, not happening. I barely can pay my rent. I don't care about paying for that loan. I think so.
What you are seeing here isn't just financial irresponsibility, it is the sound of a system buckling under its own weight. When millions of Americans decide that a 3-digit FICO score isn't worth sacrificing their mental health or their ability to put groceries on the table, we have crossed a dangerous threshold. People are recognizing that the corporate debt machine, from predatory credit card interest to inflated hospital billing, relies entirely on their fear to keep spinning. But that fear is running out. By choosing default and bankruptcy over a lifetime of unpayable debt, they are opting out of a game they know they cannot win. This is the human cost of a hyper-financialized economy that squeezed the middle class until there was nothing left to give. Are you seeing this same shift in your own circles, where people are just deciding to walk away from the debt cycle entirely? Let me know what you are witnessing down in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.